Hello. Welcome to another episode of Interview Mondays. And thank you for joining Staging Design House. I am interviewing Staging Design House today, and she's going to ask me to join any minute. I hope everyone's having a fabulous evening. I want to thank you for joining us today.
Hi.
Hello.
Who are you, Jacqueline?
I'm good, and you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for joining us. We have a bunch of people that have come on. They're waving to us. So once again, thank you for joining us this evening for another episode of Interview Mondays. I am so excited to be interviewing Staging Design Home. And I'll let you introduce yourself. So let's get started.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Garuda, and I'm the owner of Staging and Design House. So yeah, and we do a lot of things from staging, decorating, renos, whether you're looking to sell or just staying put.
So, and you do a bit of what sort of home staging do you do? Like, give us a little bit more of the details on the type of home staging you do.
Absolutely. Our home staging consists of, right now we're doing remote or in-person consultations, really depending on what people's comfort level is. We do occupied staging, we do vacant, we do color consults, we do interior decorating, and we also do renovations.
That's so cool. I didn't actually realize you did color consultations as well.
Yeah, we do color as well. Yep.
Awesome. And the rental portion of it, what sort of like how deep do you get into the renovations? Like, is it just little minor stuff, or is it like full blown?
Full blown stuff. We could go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we actually have a team of contractors that we work with. So I've been working with them some of them for over 11 years. And that entails from painters to plumbers, electricians, contractors. So if the client that we're working with has their own contractor, that's fine too. We work as project management or bring on our own contractors.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So then give us some insights on your staging business. Is it, maybe give us a little more insight as to if it's just reusing what the client has, or is it rental or
Yep,
virtual?
Yeah, exactly. We actually have, we can go as small as you want or as big as you want. We actually have all our inventory. We have about close to 3,000 square foot of inventory space. We actually are located here in Mississauga. And so if it's an occupied house, sometimes we just use all their stuff. Sometimes we move a couple of things out and we bring some of our stuff in. Vacant homes, of course, all our stuff comes in. So that sort of thing.
Oh, fabulous. And so, and like you said, you do most of the staging, like the consultations you can do in person or virtually as well, right?
We would do a Zoom, and again, depends on the person's comfort level right now with what's going on. So either or works.
That's excellent. So what are some of the trends you're seeing these days? Both on staging and renovation. You can mix them in, we can do them separately. So yeah.
Well, the trends really, personally, we love to stage with a lot of like neutral colors. I like to stay with the neutral palette and then incorporate some of the warm cut. I like things to look warm, cozy, inviting. So that's the kind of feel I always like to stage with. I like to step back and go, okay, that looks warm, check, cozy. So a lot of it too is we use a lot of pieces, natural pieces, bring in some pops of color. I like to work with a lot of plants, like a lot of greenery, a lot of the natural. And really, I think the biggest trend like nowadays is really to create an office space, like that's a dedicated office space. I find that's the real trend we're all going through now. We used to want to change offices to another bedroom, and nowadays it's like people are actually wanting to see that office space with everybody, most of the world working from home.
Yeah, absolutely. And for your design piece, like for your renovation piece, what sort of trends are you noticing on that front?
Again, it depends on, I like to sit down with the client and get a feel of what they're looking for. I mean, I've still got traditional clients. I've got clients that love, the modern, the grays now, the navy blues, the gold accents is where I tend to want to, like right now, we're actually working with a client right now where we're designing their kitchen, and we're going with the, Calicut countertops, navy blues, grays, whites. So that's where I like to I think that's timeless and just kind of goes through, and, it's still a kitchen you can look at in 10 years from here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think those are so important, right? Like, so when you get down to renovating, I know like some people like to go with the trends, but when you're putting in a big reno like a kitchen, you want it to at least last a little while, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. You want to be able to, 5, 10 years from go, I'm happy at the decisions we made, right? So,
Mhm. Yeah, so
mhm.
that's so you mentioned earlier you work with a group of contractors. So like maybe tell us a little bit more about your team and how you work for that piece. Like
Okay.
it's mhm,
So, our the team that I work with, they don't necessarily work for us. We use them like they're like suppliers to us. So I do work with quite a bit of, like, for example, when we go into a client's house, I like to have the tools and be really knowledgeable. It's like, and you know what it is with you want to turn around quick. We need a painter. I may suggest, let's paint this. So we don't have a painter. So we do have, as part of our, as our roller, like we do have a group of painters that we use, plumbers
mhm,
people that we rely on, we've worked with before. So they are part of our team in the sense of, if I need anybody, I know who to contact.
mhm. That's excellent. A lot of people are saying hi, Lucy. So so
Hello.
I just thought I'd
Hi,
tell you
Stacy.
because yeah, a
Mhm.
lot of people are waving out and showing some love. So thank you, everyone. Yeah. So, and then with your staging team, is that part of your team as well? Like, do you have a team that stages, or
Yeah,
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 like how do you work on
yeah.
that piece?
Okay, yeah. So our team consists of, there's four of us, including myself. So I'm the owner of the company. We're actually a family business. I have a daughter that works with me and two sisters. So that's our team. So we call it the soul. Usually it's funny because everybody calls it the soul sisters. Should have been our name. I wish I had thought of that in the beginning.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Names are so kitschy,
Hmm.
eh? Nice
Yeah.
to have a good name you can go with. Um, so what else do you want to share? Like when did you start this company? And yeah, tell our viewers a little bit more about you.
Actually, this company started from my basement. And about 13 years ago, I started with just a little Rubbermaid container, and made a couple of phone calls when I decided to get back in the workforce, and did a little bit of interior design prior to that, but didn't know that was the route I wanted to go when I was an empty nester. So I thought staging was so big and hot at the time. So I
Hmm.
thought, well, let's try this. So got my little container and off I went, made a couple of phone calls, and here we are, almost 13 years later. Um, and it's involved into, we have our own unit in the back, we have our own place of business. We have about 3,000 square foot. I've got a team,
Wow.
and we've
Wow.
done very well. So I'm very blessed, very grateful.
Yeah. And what better way you get to work with your family pretty much with the staging piece of it, right? It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
That part of it is great. I mean, who else? I mean, my daughter does a lot. Like, she takes care of mostly of all the behind the scenes, all the fun stuff, the accounting, all that sort of thing, the invoicing, the quoting. She takes care of that. I'm mostly on the, offsite all the time on the road, as well as my two sisters as well. So we mostly work that way. So we kind of, everybody knows where there's, where they fit in and what their expertise is. So I know where I'm good and what I'm not, where I'm supposed to not be in. So it all works for us, and it has been for quite some time. So
That's excellent. Well, you're getting a shout out, and I have to share this one because it's your daughter. So
yeah,
I thought it was my daughter for a minute, but it's your daughter.
that's my
So
daughter.
I
Yeah,
absolutely have to
yeah.
share that one.
Oh,
And of course, there was another shout out here saying, they wish they were from the US, I guess, from the
yeah,
States, and they said they wish they had a staging company such as this. It would make it a lot easier to sell their house. So I thought I would share that as well. Thank
you
you
can
for,
yes.
yeah, no, absolutely. It's great, right? To be able to have all of the services in one, um, at one, should I say, call or one-stop shopping.
Yeah, actually, we like to call ourselves as a one-stop shop because, as you well know, being in this business as well, when you go into a home and you're making suggestions, you're making recommendations. Well, it's also really good to say, yeah, hey, they're open. We're open to painting, we're open to fixing this, but we don't have anybody. So it's like, it's just a matter of making a couple of phone calls, and so it makes you. It really helps in being knowledgeable and having those tools in your pocket when you're doing things like this, right?
Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you.
Mhm.
Um, so, I mean, um, I want to give you the opportunity to maybe share a bit more about your company before we wrap up. Like, um, people can call you obviously for staging. That's one piece. People can also call you for design, color palettes if they were just doing a bit of design at home,
Right.
and then they can also call you just to be the project manager on renovation. So there's a multifaceted. Um,
Exactly. So
mhm.
I like to say, we tend to use quite a bit of hats, and really we try to be really resourceful on whatever the need of the client is. I should mention, you do service, like we're out in Mississauga, but we do service all of greater GTA, which
Mhm.
we do. I always say we're like City Pulse. We just go everywhere, like wherever the need is, we go. So I always, people call us, oh, do you come out here? So I always say, think of us as City Pulse. So we're everywhere. We're we always go where you guys go, right? Wherever the need is, right? So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And these days we're going further and further out of the city.
I've been
Um,
that a lot.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm sure you're getting more and more calls. So, and you're located in Mississauga on Tompkin, right? So
Yes.
maybe give us your contact information. Let people know how they can reach you on Instagram and how they can reach you where you're located. A little more details about you.
Okay. So we are located at Tompkin and Eglinton, and that's actually 5500 Tompkin Road. And my phone number is 905-745-1733, or they can also reach us through Instagram at Stage and Design House.
Awesome. So staging design house. And so before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to share with our viewers, or did I capture everything
You
I
have
was supposed to?
so much, Jacqueline. I really appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate it. I've been doing this show, Interview Mondays, for the last little while, and it's really to promote small businesses, um, and to have people get noticed. And and it's great if other people can connect. It's no different than if someone else was shouting out someone and I happen to just see them. I mean, I think having a little resource and a little community that way we can support each other is so important. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day. It's it really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Huck, and thanks everybody. Thanks for all the love, all the hearts. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you want to connect with Lucy, you can reach her at Staging Design Home. So until next Monday, thanks for joining.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Lucy.